My mom's a divorce lawyer. She tells me a lot of stories about her clients and how these relationships fail. It got me thinking about relationships between young people. After a lot of research and thought, I found that it's futile to enter committed relationships before maturity because it's unlikely that they'll succeed. First, I'll ask the question, why do humans have relationships? Now, this is other than emotional needs or comfort reasons. The reason why we have relationships from a species standpoint is in order to find potential mating partners or marriage partners. When I talk about mating, I talk about procreation or conceiving children. In the WebMD article, 20 Reasons Why People Have Sex, Kelly Miller talks about why we have sexual relationships. She says that this is due to an evolutionary instinct. We have sexual relationships and committed romantic relationships to scope out different mating partners so that we can increase our population. This is an instinct that's been wired in our head over evolution. Now, what if you're immature and aren't searching for marriage or procreation? Then it's pointless. The big reason for why relationships fail for young people is due to their perception of love when developing themselves. Love towards non-family members is less likely to be understood if they're too young. In the Live Strong article, Teenage Love Problems in Relationships, Kay Ireland talks about why these relationships between teenagers tend to fail. One of the reasons she gives is that they're too immature. When teenagers start dating and having sex, they think that they're in love, when in actuality, they're just infatuated with each other. When this happens, different problems start to arise. Another point she makes is that if they don't know themselves yet, they develop a dependency on one another, which can create problems such as anxiety or depression, which really slows down the development process. So since these relationships are unlikely to last, young people tend to miss out on the experimentation process. It's very important for teens to experiment. In the Psych Central article, Your Teen Search for Identity, Amy Bellows talks about how teens experiment to find themselves and to determine who they are. Teens tend to try on different clothes, talk to different people, go out and start experimenting with sex and other different things. However, relationships can really slow down the experimentation process. They tend to get too comfortable and cautious to try different things or experiment. For example, let's say you're in a committed relationship and you go to a party without your significant other. You're going to be too cautious to talk to anyone or too self-conscious to do much. However, if you're not in a relationship and you go to a party, your range of options for experimenting are widely increased. In The Guardian article, What is Love?, psychotherapist Philippa Perry talks about different types of love. This is essentially obtained through the experimentation process. Philippa Perry talks about pragma and eros, two of the types of love. Pragma refers to a mature type of love which leads to long-term relationships, while eros deals with sexual affiliation and sexual activity. Immature people tend to mistake these two a lot. When young people start having sex, they tend to mistake the sexual pleasure for pragma and try to establish a long-term relationship and create bonds, when in actuality it's just sexual satisfaction. When they enter a committed relationship without knowing the difference between the types of love, it can be very damaging. Because immature people are too young and inexperienced in life, it's futile to get into committed relationships. Their lack of experience and understanding of themselves can be damaging to their development. It's safer to get to know themselves and just know other people before committing. So drink and be happy.